7 is officially out, wielding cannon and spear. She's the first legend in the game to have mode swapping SIGs, and if you don't know what that means, don't you worry, we're about to find out together. This is my first ever game playing her, so. Basically, she has 2 elements on her spear, electricity and fire. That's a true combo, by the way. Electricity is quick but weak, and fire is slow but strong, and by using the down SIG, you can alternate between those 2 elements. But also, something that I just found out, you're gonna see right here, this is electricity. If you throw your weapon, it resets back to electric. I think it's because technically the fire is an attachment that you're adding, so when you toss the weapon, you're removing that, but I mean, let's just find out together. Her stat line is also very interesting. It's 7, 3, 8, 4, which means 7 strength spear, 7 strength cannon. You're gonna be doing a lot of damage, and then you have these alternating elements. I kind of zoomed past there. I did not want to, and you saw right there, I was not able to get any kind of string because I have that low dexterity, and so those sayers into neutralites won't work. I mean, I think with the most recent patch, they also wouldn't really work anyway, but you can see right here, this flame, it goes for a while and it's gonna be pretty strong, but the startup is slow, and I think a lot of these SIGs are pretty intelligently designed, particularly, just not quite there with the timing. Gotta get used to that one. But particularly on the cannon, there is something that I do want to mention, because I just tried this out in training mode and discovered this. This side SIG is a walking SIG, like, I don't know, Isaiah's cannon side SIG, for example, or any of the other walking SIGs, a Suri's sword side SIG, but you'll notice it takes a while to start moving, and I think the reason why they did that is so you can't just use it as a GC to basically be another cannon sayer to get back to the stage, because I mean, NSIG already does that on its own, and it has a wall version, apparently, which I also didn't know about until just now. It seems like the hitboxes on a lot of these SIGs is kind of insane, kind of crazy. I want to see if I can get that N-light into, or downlight into NSIG again, because that's a pretty brutal combo right there to get the knockout. That's definitely not going to work with the fire. Okay, I do have to get used to this timing. It seems like after you do the thing, it takes a little while. Also, I have to get used to the range. The range of the electric side SIG is shorter than the fire one, you'll notice, so that's also something to consider. And this mode swapping does take a little bit, so you do have to do it in a spot where you're pretty safe. But you can see the hitbox right there. That's pretty crazy. Also, they definitely didn't know how far I was gonna go with that, because, I mean, who would know? This is day 1. The 8 defense is insane. Look at that. I feel like I'm definitely gonna use speed stance. I don't know what that's gonna take away from, but I don't know. I'm also using these SIGs kind of willy-nilly. I'll explain all of them, don't you worry. That was an insane counter. I don't know if that was intentional, but that was sick. But yeah, neither of these 2 weapons are really my kind of weapon, but this character seems like crazy. I don't know, they seem kind of nuts. That is, that's probably not gonna work right there. I do want to hit this end SIG, because I do want to show you. If it's kind of like Ragnar's, if you charge it, it's held there for a while. I guess I didn't really show it, but the force is a lot higher. I do also want to mention, this patch is pretty massive, with a game-changing dodge adjustment, a new map set, chosen bot updates. If you know me, you know that's big. A balance pass. I'll get into all of that later, so stick around if you're interested, but for now, it's gamer hour. I am shocked that KO'd too. Once again, she's a high defense character, so that means that has a lot of force. There's that end SIG once again, but if you hold it, you can see it's like Ragnar with that fire. That one seems a little maybe overtuned. A SIG, yeah, a SIG was definitely coming there. We both felt it. That side SIG, you can see though, the electric one is way weaker. Because it's faster, it's gonna just be weaker. That's sort of the whole design philosophy here. I probably could have KO'd there. It was a bit of a mistake, but looks like I cleaned it up anyway. Sometimes you get lucky. I haven't really done a good job of going over all these SIGs because there's a lot of mechanics, so I'll also do that as well. But there's the side SIG. I showed that very briefly, where you get the walking capabilities, the walking power, and it shoots out a little bit of projectile. Using this to GC recovery isn't really an option, especially because you get a little blast backward as well, which feels very natural actually. And then the end SIG, it's kind of like Kaya's bow end SIG, although the charge, you're not moving during it, but you shoot out 2 of these bolts. And then apparently, like I found out earlier, it has a wall version, which is actually very strong, because if you're using it to GC recovery, having a wall variant like that is pretty sweet, pretty nice. And then the down SIG is a little hit on the ground. You throw your fist into the ground, and then, or I guess your cannon turns into a fist more accurately. Didn't know the range, so I didn't punish it. The startup is quite slow, but if you charge it, you can go way higher into the air if you're not interrupted. If you're not interrupted, you can go way higher into the air. And apparently it hits from below too. Okay, I don't know what's happening. I mean, we're just finding out stuff in rapid succession here. I'm a little terrified of getting hit by a stray signature right about now, because I don't know where they're going to be. Downline into Nair is going to take me out for sure. This was a wacky game. Okay, I slowed it down, and it looks like the exhaust from the cannon punch sent downward, which means maybe you could also spike with this move. That seems super fun. Anyway, subscribe. Sorry. Maybe trying to charge signatures over and over and over again in place is not the best idea. But do I learn from my mistakes? No, absolutely not. You know me. So let me do that one more time. Let me pick up the cannon just to show you, just to demonstrate. That kind of hit by accident. Could have gotten a combo off of it. But you can see I do it into the ground. It's just a quick punch up. And that hits ground, by the way, which is quite good. But if I were to charge it, you'll see I get a bigger punch here. And then it goes high into the sky. And you can actually control your direction. You can go forward. You can drift backward. It's really strong. And then you go so high. Like, really, you go so high. But if you GC it, once again, this is kind of designed so that cannon just doesn't get a billion more recovery options. Because, I mean, these are going to be extra recovery options. Because imagine if you could get that boost from the GC. That would be nuts. That would be crazy. Also, talking about tossing away games, I gotta stop whatever I'm doing. I just want to get the big punch and then show you can drift. Because okay, that is very good. You can drift forward, you can drift backward, you can cannon stare out of it. Of course, you can go on the ledge like that. That move is a lot of fun. Anyway, let's actually play the game because I don't want to toss away 2 games in a row. That would be bad. That would be mortifying. I say as I try to pick up my weapon there. Okay, maybe it's not the day. Maybe it's not the day. Also, it's like a weird day right now in Alaska. I don't know if you guys know how things work there, but okay, that also has a wall version. Today I learned. Okay, if I toss, okay, I have the flamethrower. If I toss this up and then I catch it, I no longer have the flamethrower. So I'm the demonstration man today. Also, because they're in white, we'll see if I can hit my side sig here with the electric version. There's gonna be a true combo here into side light. That is true. That is a true combo. Also, this map Apocalypse no longer gonna be in the tournament pool. So that's also quite interesting. It's been taken out. I couldn't take them out there. They are so damaged. Like, anything takes them out at this point. Particularly mine. If they NSIG into it again, that would be great. That would be fantastic. That works too. That works too. Alright, up against a Loki. It's the new character against the old new character. I did not get my GC out in time there. Since I briefly mentioned it on the topic of Apocalypse, let's talk about some of the brand new stuff in this patch. Because the map changes are one thing, a new tournament set, which you can view yourself. I don't think I really need to go into that too much, also because I don't really know. I know Bikini Bottom's coming into the game, so that's something. As for the others, not entirely sure. I think Small Brawlhaven is out, which I'm quite sad about. That's my favorite map, bar none. Well, Bikini Bottom's also cool, and I think there's a Battle Pass map that's basically Brawlhaven, except it has like a cone in the bottom, so you can't go under the stage. So, well, you know, I'll find out. I'm open. I thought the thing would hit them, the sidekick. So, I don't know what I was doing there. I'm going up, though. I'm going way up. But yeah, some new stuff. Let's start with the dodge change. This one is kind of crazy. It's a test feature, so you can only access it if you're playing experimental or if you turn on test features in your lobby. And what it basically is a hold to dodge escape mechanic. What this means is if you hold your dodge button while being stringed, you're going to be able to dodge on the first available frame. How it works right now is if you have a string with a dodge window of 1, that means there's a 1 frame gap where you can use your dodge and escape completely unharmed. That sounds really intense and really difficult. 1 frame window, that's 1/60th of a second. But it's actually more complicated than that because Brawlhalla has an input buffer, which means that if you press it within, I believe, 4 to 5 frames, you're going to be able to escape. And 4 to 5 frames versus 1 frame is an insane difference. That is the difference between, I didn't jump there. So maybe being accurate with her button presses is important in more ways than one. But essentially it means that all of these 1 frame gaps aren't actually very difficult to dodge out of as long as you know about them. As long as you have the knowledge that it's a string, every player past a certain point, you know, past understanding the mechanics, understanding the way the combo system works, will be able to dodge very consistently out of 1 frame strings. So this doesn't really change that. What it's aiming to adjust is the mashing that comes from that tendency. I cannot get true combos at all. Why can I hit the downline to end true combo? I can't hit downline there. Okay, I'm redeemed. A lot of the time when you're trying to dodge out of these very, very tight strings, it's not that you can't press the button in time because, once again, there's enough of an input buffer where it's really not an issue past a certain skill level. Also, by the way, you can use this to recovery, especially the fire one because it goes very far. I didn't mention that earlier. Anyway, yeah, so this is basically aimed at reducing... that KO'd an 8 defense character. Sorry, got distracted there. Spirit Realm has a high ceiling. That's why I was so shocked. Anyway, what I was basically saying is a lot of the time if you're getting hit by these 1 frame windows, it's not because you're not dodging in time. It's just because you're not reacting to the first hit. And so this doesn't really change that at all because you have to hold the button after getting hit into the initial string. Based on what they're saying and having played with it for a total of what, like 5 games at this point, I can't really make a super good judgment about it, but the reasoning behind this change seems very solid. Does it decrease the skill ceiling a little bit? Yes, it does, but I also think reducing just the pure mashing is probably a good thing, because breaking your hands trying to get out of a string isn't the best feeling, and then also it levels the playing field between control schemes, like controller versus keyboard. I don't think that's a huge issue with dodging. In some aspects, controller might actually be easier because of how you can grip the triggers and everything, but something like mobile will 100% benefit from a change like this. So I don't know, I have to play around with it more, but my initial thoughts are this is probably a good thing, and I'll try to show it off a little bit. I mean, you're not going to be able to tell because it's a change in how my hands move, not a change in how my character will visually look on screen, but you can use your imagination. Also, after this game, we'll unlock the speed stance. I'll no longer be stuck on 4. We can see what it takes away from. I think it will take away from decks, so I'll be running 2 decks. I don't know if that's going to be good, but I would rather do that than have 4 speed. I am not a fan of 4 speed. That combo also is ridiculous. I anticipate that maybe getting changed soon, because also the amount of damage the SIG does on its own is crazy. I kind of fell into that. Once again, with more speed, I would have been able to drift out. But also with more brain power, I wouldn't have probably been in that situation to begin with. So you know, maybe I'm blaming something other than myself when I should be taking more responsibility. I don't think I've finished a game with cannon. I think the one time that I tried to, I ended up just using the same SIG in the same place over and over again and then dying. So let me try hitting this side SIG, because that one, you feel like a mechanic, an engineer when you use it. So I might have lied. I thought I'd have enough XP, but I didn't. That was really dangerous. I probably should have died there. So it wasn't a lie on purpose, okay? But after this game, I'll be able to unlock the speed stance. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Also, I'm dead. I tend to do that so much. When I'm playing a lower speed character, I panic jump off stage in situations that I really shouldn't, or I really don't with other stuff. I'm gonna delay my landing here a little bit. I've seen a lot of people say this, and this kind of thing has been floating around for a long time. It's not just with 7, but I think this argument probably does have some merit, especially when we see how many different mechanics there are and how many like wall versions and stuff about power creep, that these new characters have all these mechanics that old characters don't have. I think that is a fair thing to say. I think that is a fair argument, but I also think it's kind of misconstrued in the sense that old character SIGs aren't necessarily worse because they don't have as many fancy new mechanics. Like a SIG is good if a SIG is good, you know what I'm saying? Like Nash Hammer side SIG, that thing is incredibly broken, and it's also incredibly ancient. But I do think having similar mechanics like wall versions on SIGs that should have wall versions is something to strive for, or old outdated SIGs like Cassidy's down SIG, the Tornado for example, getting a rework. I think that's great. So it's a little more nuanced, but there definitely is something there, you know what I'm saying? Like having this, right, where it blows up against the wall, there's some SIGs that just stop on the wall and then it does nothing. So I think having that kind of adjustment, that kind of tweak for those would be nice, but maybe that's a pipe dream for every character in the game. The power creep stuff, I think maybe it's a little overblown considering that old character SIGs are still really good, but certain tweaks would be amazing. Alright, I unlocked the stance. I'm on 5 speed. Maybe I'll actually end up feeling slower though, because I have 2 decks. That's, we'll find out. Also, I just found out, speaking of finding out, something really strange in the training mode screen loading into this game. You can actually hit the cannon NSIG twice. You can hit both shots if you do it like a slide charge kind of, and one of the shots is lower than the other, it hits into the other one. That does 54 damage. I don't think that's intentional, but it happened. I did do it, so that's something to watch out for, I guess. The fact that both of those bullets can hit reminds me of when Vector's thing was just changed. Oh, also the stance change. You can see if the animation isn't fully complete, it messes with it a little bit. I'm trying to. Okay, yeah, I was trying to pick this one up. I guess that's also an example. Vector Lance down sig, when that move was changed, things got a little bit. I don't know if they're gonna dodge this, but yeah, they are. I think they actually saved me. I was not gonna make it, but there we go. There's the hitbox again. Okay, some of the it's a little, you know, it's a lot. And okay, could I have dodged? Maybe I could have. The odds that I actually get the timing are another thing. But did I want to dodge? Absolutely not. Okay. I got away with that instinct. That was kind of sick. That has never worked for me before, so I'm pumped. I'm happy. Yeah. I'm gonna fade back. Yup, I am liking 7 way more than I thought I would. Oop, true combo, nice. And people are 100% gonna dodge after that one, because it's like, they did not think it was gonna hit true. I don't really play these weapons, like I mentioned, so the fact that I'm having this much fun, I think is a testament to their design. That was really good. Hovering just above where my recovery would hit. I'm also mashing wake up attack every time. Another bad habit that I get into when I start going autopilot, so maybe I should close things out here at some point. I don't think I've KO'd with this move. So I should do the fire one. That one's gonna KO earlier, methinks. But you can see I didn't finish the animation, but I still have the flame on my thing. That's interesting. Didn't think that was gonna hit me. I'm gonna die for sure. I'm gonna get sigged and die out of nowhere. I just feel it. That was it. We're both creeping into the red here. I think I should have enough force and strength to kill them with the recovery, right? Yeah. I'll do one last game here since I didn't touch upon any of the other stuff. The balance changes, Axe got some changes, Blasters got a little small change, Gauntlets actually got a big change. So in the last patch, the Nair was really significantly nerfed, and in this patch, it's almost entirely reverted. Not 100%, but almost. So that's pretty big. I recorded a video like a bunch of days ago where I mentioned that, and I talked about that for a while. So I guess that's outdated. I'm still gonna post it. I don't care. It's not the main point of the video. Anyway, it wasn't one of the significant points. It was just an off point. I'm yapping. Chosen bot changes, those are exciting. I've been planning on redoing the 1v7 chosen bot challenge, and now that they're even harder, ooh, I'm excited. Honestly, they've gone through a lot of changes since then, so I should probably just do a normal 1v1 first, just to see how that feels. I don't know. Let me know if you guys want to see that. I don't know if that'll make an interesting video, but if you do, you do, and I'm not in control of that. Subscribe for more video. And let's actually hit this down sig, because I seriously don't think I've done that. The hitbox on it is wild. I mean, the startup is a little strange, like it takes a long time, but that move hits all around you. It's kind of crazy. I was hoping I could get that and then do a GC sidelight, but I don't think that would have been true. I think it's only barely true, and adding the couple frames on the sidelight wouldn't do it. I'm trying to save you. Seven's gotta stick together. You know what is shockingly meant to be though? No wonder I like this character.